Hey, I am on YouTube video number 4 on my channel, and whenever I was trying to think of a topic for this week, I realized that I had already hit a total wall on creativity. Not great, right? Not great at all. It took me about a week to decide that I was just gonna be super honest about my lack of inspiration and take you along on an unremarkable week with me and my family, because I think that we live what would be considered a pretty normal life, and I kind of love it.
So I started to just record all the things we get up to in a week, thinking I'd be telling you that it's totally okay to be overjoyed with an uneventful week, and I stand by it. But by Sunday night, we already had done a lot of super fun stuff. I honestly think we might actually be a ridiculously exciting family. Why? Well, we have a toddler that is constantly on the move. This means that for our sanity, we must think of fun things to do outside of the house pretty much every other hour tops. If you've got a high energy toddler, you likely know what I'm talking about. Part of me wants to kind of whine about having a toddler that needs a change of scenery on the regular, but part of me knows that this energetic toddler and constant search for things to do has made us a more adventurous family, and I kind of love it. It works for us. Now, are Jared and I always tired? Yes. Do I wish that we could just sit at home for like 3 hours on a Saturday morning? Also, yes. But you guys, I love this life. Not only does it bring my toddler joy, it brings me joy, and it keeps me sane, which might be the most important part. Okay, so a recap of this past week. A rare weekday lunch date with my spouse. It was gorgeous weather, so we walked to lunch, got a sunburn on said walk, ate great food, and grabbed Starbucks on the way home. To include a pup cup for our best girl, obviously. Scooting, seriously, so much scooting. And our kid is so fast now that we have to skateboard to keep up. And our dog is willing to run alongside the skateboard on some of our goes, which is kind of the best outdoor activity ever. The water park, the water was so freaking cold, so we lasted about 45 minutes. But you guys, my toddler is so brave, which of course in turn caused me to be so brave and deal with the cold water and the scary slides, and I have no regrets. Paddleboarding. You guys, our kid usually chills on the paddleboard for hours while we paddle around, but not this week. We definitely spent more time getting the paddling gear ready and down to the beach than we did on our actual boards. That is the definition of toddler life, but hey, we documented it and still enjoyed our time out there, so I call it a win. All of the playground visits. You've got to love a good playground with a toddler. Definitely keeps us young. A few beach sessions. The weather here in Florida is amazing right now, and we are fortunate enough to live within walking distance to the beach, which makes an impromptu beach sesh low stress. Admittedly, we haven't done it as much as I'd like to this year, but we are committed to fixing that. And last up, we hit the go-kart track this weekend with friends, and it was absolutely precious watching toddlers get so stoked to race each other. Race is obviously in air quotes. They weren't the ones driving, but I was, very competitively. Things not adequately captured in this video: morning breakfast and dance parties before daycare. Obviously work, because no one wants to see me or my spouse at our computers all day. A long morning walk and scoot sesh with friends at a nature preserve where we push things way too close to nap time and severely paid for it later. A few lovely bookstore visits. Our kiddo's first movie theater experience. And all of the cups of coffee required to do all of these things. I hope for 2 things with this video. 1, that if you're racking your brain for stuff to do to entertain your toddler or yourself, that maybe one of these activities is appealing and accessible to you and that it inspires you to make it happen. And 2, that if you watch this video and feel absolutely exhausted just thinking about it and you're like, wow, that life is not for me, that you would look at your current life and lean into it. Embrace your next Netflix and chill or super slow morning sesh. And know that I may or may not be slightly envious of it.